All right. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters, love and light. It's your brother, Omni Amanashi, also known as Omni Omnis. This is another session of Sunday Soul Sessions, but of course, this is a continuation from yesterday since we missed um, the prior session. We're gonna go ahead and get it rolling today. All right. Now today's subject matter is evolution. All right. We'll be talking a little bit about evolution and see what you guys think. All right. Now, we know that evolution theory was proposed by Mr. Charles Darwin. All right. Now, he is a biologist slash geologist who founded this theory in 1859. All right. And the whole theory is pretty much dealing with trying to understand the origins of humanity, all right? The development of the human species, considering that we have different ethnic groups of humans. All humans are not exactly the same. And it is something that you might want to investigate into, and kind of just see what's good with it. So we're gonna take a look into it today, all right? So this right here is just a little promo joint for my evolution theory video that's coming out, all right? So I'm gonna tag you guys in it as soon as I release it. I'm just trying to give you guys a little time to get into this live too before I get rolling, all right? So we're gonna be talking about the evolution theory, all right? Now we know that evolution is just dealing with change over time, all right? So I agree with the evolution theory, all right? But however, I disagree that all humans evolved from a separate species, all right? So that's the conflict of interest. And I got a few people coming in the building. Appreciate the love and light, all right? Peace and blessings. Okay, we're going to keep it rolling, all right? Now, like I said, I agree with the evolution theory. However, I disagree that humans come from a separate species. Okay? So, the evolution theory was first proposed by Charles Darwin, all right? Modern biologist and geologist. His proposition is that uh, all species of life have descended over time from a common ancestor, all right? Now, this common ancestor is uh, said to be of the hominid genus, all right? Primate. A hominid is a primate. It's not a human, okay? Now, The Origins of Species is the book that Mr. Charles Darwin wrote in 1859. And the English unnaturalists, now they call him a naturalist. I consider myself to be a naturalist. But Mr. Charles Darwin is most definitely not a naturalist. So Charles Darwin, the unnaturalist, outlined the theory of natural selection or the survival of the fittest. Okay, so that's kind of dealing with the concept of the most adapted, the most evolved species being the species who will have the most longevity. All right. So now, now in reproduction, adaptation, all of these things matter when it comes to evolution. Now, being melanated people, we have biochemical and physiological and intellectual advantages, okay, over other ethnic groups. Not to be funny or nothing, but science is science, okay, and so evolution, right, is the process by which different kinds of organisms are thought to have developed or diversified from earlier forms of organisms. All right. So we know that evolve just means gradual development. All right. Especially from a simple form to a more complex form. All right. So A mutation is not evolution. A mutation is like degradation. It's not an improvement in the quality of life. Okay, it's kind of like going backwards. All right. Now Charles Darwin and his peoples, they are not original humans, and the reason why is because they're hybrids. All right. Now this is what is failed to be highlighted. This is what people are failing to take a good look at. Is that a hybrid is a crossbreed between two pre-existing species. Okay. Now, when you get into this theory, the evolution theory, and you look at the different ethnicities, we look different. We have different physiological characteristics and traits. Okay, this means that we have different genes. Now, I'm glad that I'm doing this video because the videos that I've done prior to this lead right into this lesson. Okay, now we talked about gene expression, and we talked about how genotype and phenotype, right? Which is your genetic information. Your genotype is your gene type. Your phenotype is your physical type. This is what determines your physical expression, okay? Your gene expression, all right? So different ethnicities is based on your genotype, phenotype transcription. So melanated people are melanated because of our genetic sequencing, our genetic information. Okay, so Charles Darwin noticed that his peoples, had very different and very freakish qualities about themselves, especially not being able to be in the sun, not being able to eat organic, and not being able to be in harmony with the environment, and not being able to adapt. You know what I'm saying? So you're not being a melanated person. That's like I said, that's not a good thing. So we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna talk about a few things along the line of evolution, and this is just to get you guys ready for the evolution video that I'm coming out with. And we're gonna be talking about Charles Darwin. We're gonna be talking about, the mainstream misconceptions of the theory. And we're going to make sense of the whole thing, all right? So selective breeding, also known as artificial selection, is the process by which humans use animal breeding, plant breeding, genetic engineering, and biotechnology, all right, to selectively develop a set of particular phenotypic traits and characteristics. So like I said, dealing with my last video, I was talking about genetic modification, okay? A hybrid is an organism that has undergone genetic modifications, okay? So a hybrid is a life form that gets its genetic material from two pre-existing species. So this is not something that would naturally derive, okay? This is biotechnology, man-made interference, also known as genetic modification, okay? So we have natural selection, which is proposed by Charles Darwin. This is the only thing that kind of made sense in his theory, because he was saying that natural selection is at random, okay? And artificial selection is intentional, all right? So when you're dealing with artificial selection, like I said, this is something that's by man-made means, all right? Natural selection is the evolution of a life form over extended periods of time. So the longer your species has dwelled on the planet, the more adapted and the more suited your species will be for life, okay? Now, Charles Darwin and his peoples are a new species of organism. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for them to deal with it. It's hard for them to suck it up. But it is what it is. And, science is science. So we don't want to get into taking things personal. We just here for the information, all right? So now this brings me to the Homo erectus, right? So the Homo erectus is supposed to be one of the most oldest human remains or specimens found, all right? And is accredited for about 2 million years old, all right? So the Homo erectus is said to have walked the earth about 2 million years ago, okay? And Homo erectus, meaning upright man, were a subspecies of archaic humans, okay, who lived about 2 million to 100,000 years ago, okay, before they vanished off the earth, so they say, all right? Now, the discovery is accredited to Eugene Du Bois, all right, in 1891. Eugene Du Bois, okay? Now, they are proposed to be the direct ancestors, okay, of the several human species, such as the H. heterobrigensis, which is a type of hominid. It's not a full human. The H. antecessor, okay, Neanderthals, the Denisovians, all right. These are also hybrid hominid / humanoid species, okay. So, and my thing with it is this: when they want to talk about Lucy, the Australopithecus, and you want to talk about the Homo erectus, the Homo heidelbergensis, and all of these hybrid hominoid species. My thing is this: we know that a hybrid is a cross between two species. So if the hybrid is the original man, my thing is, how can you negate the logic of getting the original genetic material or from the original man? Okay, because to make the hybrid, you got to graph your genetic information from the original man plus the hominid. Okay, so this is what makes the Homo erectus and all of these other type of hominid type species. All right. Now, the first remains, the Java man, were discovered by Dutch anatomist Eugene Du Bois in 1893. Okay, who set out to look for the missing link between apes and humans. So this is what it's all about. They're searching for their history, their ancestry, and they're trying to figure out where they come from. They see that they're different, and they're investigating their past and their history, all right? Now, a species of hominid to be the closest living relatives to humans in accordance with the out of Asia hypothesis. So the out of Asia hypothesis is not as supported as the out of Africa hypothesis. We have more information supporting the out of Africa hypothesis than anything, but there may have been some Neanderthals and Homo erectus that evolved or came out of Asia or whatnot. Okay, but one of the main things too that I noticed from studying the ABO blood group study, the RH study, is that, and also cell biology, because cell biology deals with the cell structure and the cell function. So this gives me a means of identifying, okay, cells, and then understanding how those cells translates into physical bodily tissues, all right? So I understand the traits of different cells and the roles that they play in the body, and then I also understand how those cells translate physically, okay? So I'm not just going off of the literal word and the literal direction of the ABO blood group study, okay, and the RH study, okay. I'm an independent researcher first, okay. So I'm not looking to be fed. I'm not looking to be handed the silver spoon. All right, we got to put this work in. All right. So anyway, Neanderthals are an extinct species or subspecies of archaic humans in the genus Homo, who are said to have lived in Eurasia about 40,000 years ago, but I don't even give them that much credit. I say 6,000 years ago, but they give them 40,000, but I give them less than that. But they coming out of that area, all right? And if you notice, they are a subspecies. A subspecies is a species who rank below taxonomic ranking, all right? So they're not an original creation. Their genes are genetically modified. all right? And one way that we can identify this as well is the RH incompatibility. When you go and get your blood drawn, when you go and donate blood to the blood bank, you gotta have your blood identified. Okay, before you do so, you must have your blood identified. And what they're looking for, they're looking to see if you have any blood markers from the Neanderthal in your DNA. Okay, so in the ABO blood group study, in the RH study, they're trying to make sure that the antigens and the antibodies don't counteract each other. Okay, so antibodies are immune defenders. Okay, they defend your immune system. These are human DNA markers. Now, antigens are toxic and other foreign substances that pretty much contaminate the surface of your cell walls. All right. Now, these are DNA markers that come from the hominid genus, that come from primates, animal DNA. And this is present in some humans. So if you look up the Rh factor, you will see that they give credit to about 85% of the population. All right, they are said to be Rh positive. That means they are infected with the primate DNA marker. All right. So now the proportion of Neanderthal DNA inherited, the genetic material, is suggested that 20% of Neanderthal DNA survive in modern humans, okay, notably expressed in the hair, the skin, and diseases of modern people. All right, so that's what I mean by cell structure and function. So cells are the fundamental unit of life. That's dealing with your hair, your nails, your bones, your skin, all of that, your organs. All right, so we're still dealing with cells. So when they said that the Neanderthal DNA survived in modern humans, and that is notably expressed in the skin, the hair, and diseases of modern people, we're still dealing with cells. All right, so melanoma is an indication of the Rh factor in your blood. Okay, because it's an immune response that's processing naturally occurring sunlight as a foreign substance. So we gotta think. This is a thinking game. The immune system is processing sunlight as a foreign substance. All right, sunburn, same thing. Leukemia, which occurs from high white blood cell count, excess white blood cell count. Right, this results in sickle cell anemia, right? Also keratin production, which is also something that's exclusively a chemical that's exclusively produced in the animal kingdom. All right, so if you look up keratin, that's Keratin. All right, they use keratin in shampoos, they use keratin in vitamins. All right, and this is all to boost the immune system of individuals who share this affinity with animal DNA. All right, so it's right under your nose and we're not even really noticing. All right, head louse, same thing. These are internal parasites. Internal parasites come from the antigen, and the antigen is a pathogen, a pathogenic toxin that contaminates the surface of RBCs. So we have red blood cells. Some people have red and white blood cells. You got platelets and you got plasma. All right, but in some individuals' RBCs, their RBCs are contaminated with these internal parasites, and this translates into head lice. And we know black people don't develop head lice. Okay, so we don't have to speculate about the science. All right, we can show and prove. I just wanted to, go over a few examples. And also, by comparison, humans are said to share 93% common DNA with chimps, right? Now, the new analysis of the rhesus monkey genome was conducted by the International Consortium of more than 170 scientists, okay? And that revealed that that percentage of the human genome that was shared with primate DNA, all right? So, now, you guys, just take a second to get a pen and a pad and take down some of this information. Like I said, I'm going to be following this video with a new joint, and it's going to be on the same subject matter, but it's going to be in more detail and a little bit more organized, you know, so you guys can get the information. But like I said, this is dealing with identity, biochemistry, your genes, genetics, all of that. Like, there's a reason why, you know, you have to get your blood type tested. You know, when you go and donate blood, there's a reason why some babies develop hemolytic disease of the newborn. All right, when the mother has a different blood type than her baby, and the antibodies within the mother try to attack the antigens in the baby. Okay, because antigens and antibodies counteract each other. All right. One of them are pathogenic toxins, invaders of the immune system, and the other ones are human protein immune defenders. All right, and also organ rejection is something that occurs from transplants. So if you got a different blood type and you want to get a transplant of somebody's organ, a heart, a lung, a liver, whatever, and they don't share the same blood type as you, then your body will reject that organ, all right? Because you don't have the same chemical or cellular composition as the individual that donated that organ. So DNA is very intricate, and it's dealing with information, all right? So, so these are just a few things I want you guys to take a look at whenever you get a chance, all right? Like I said, the evolution theory is more to it than what we've been told, man. There's more to it. Like I said, Darwin, he was just investigating, trying to see who he was and wanting to know more about his people. And also, Carl Landsteiner is another geneticist. He discovered the ABO blood group study in 1932 with a guy named A.S. Weiner. And they was conducting an experiment between a rabbit and a monkey, all right? And they tried to inject the blood from the monkey into a rabbit. And when they did that, it killed the rabbit, all right? Because the rabbit had different antigens than the monkey. Even though they're both animals in the animal kingdom and they both have antigens, just like individuals who have the Rx factor, there are two different types of animals, okay? So that's just like the A antigen and the B antigen. They can't donate to each other, all right? So you have to have compatible antigens to successfully donate. And this is just something that Darwin had to learn, you know, and that's a part of science. But I don't agree with that, with the standpoint that all humans evolved from a separate species. Now, the Rx factor is an indication of hybridization. Now, if you are A blood type, you are a mutant. If you are B blood type, you are a mutant. If you are AB blood type, you are a mutant, okay? These are genetic mutations that occur that result in the production of foreign antigens on the surface of your red blood cells, all right? They have no business in your DNA when these are cells that belong to another species, all right? Now, a lot of individuals who study the Rh study and the ABO blood group study, I don't know if they really have good reading comprehension. Now, it's one thing to be a good reader, but it's another thing to have good reading and comprehension. All right. So, like I said, the O blood group stands for oldest or original. All right. Oldest or original. This is what they call the universal donor. Universal donors can donate to anybody. All right. but only those of the same blood group, of the O blood group, can donate to an O blood type, which is the universal donor, all right? And we are universal because we can donate to anybody, all right? We don't have the foreign toxins and antigens in our blood. So our blood is not contaminated with cells from a foreign species, all right? So whenever these things occur, like I said, what was it? Whenever certain things occur, like the RH incompatibility, organ rejection, hemolytic disease, all of that, those are indicators of an individual having Neanderthal ancestry. All right. Now, this is not just a theory. It is a theory, but like I said, I have my own ways of identifying the cell structure, the cell function, and understanding gene expression and how your gene type translates into your physical characteristics and traits. So from understanding this, it's no way you can be confused. All right. There's no way you can be confused. Cell biology is the study of cell structure and function. It revolves around the concept that the cell is the fundamental unit of life. Focusing on the cell permits a detailed understanding of the tissues and the organs which cells compose. Living organisms are formed from tissues and cells and organs, all right? So, like I said, we have different structure and different function. Melanated people are photosynthetic life forms. So we're clearly identifiable in comparison to other ethnic groups. All right. And also we have a different origins. I didn't even get into that part yet. Melanated people have a completely different origin than those who are Rh positive or those who are hybrid subhumans. The original humans have a different origins, all right? And I'm not going to deliver that information right now, but if you guys stay tuned and you guys rock with me, I'm going to make sure that I have that ready for you on this next joint, all right? So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to make sure that I tag that video on the bottom of this live right here too. But anyway, I thank y'all for rocking with me, for tuning in. Like I said, I had to make sure that I made up for the Sunday soul sessions that we missed. You know, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. Like I said, I'm a full-time father, you feel me? I study, I got my own business, you feel me? So I got a lot of stuff going on at one time, and education is key for black people. So I'm doing everything that I can to contribute the best way that I can. And I appreciate you guys for your time and your energy, all right? So it's all love and light. It's positive vibes, all right? All right, so I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. It's your brother Omnis. This is courtesy of OmniVision EDU. Until the next time, I catch y'all guys on the next one. Blessings.